talk about the mindset of practice. The mindset of practice. Now, what the mindset of practice is, there's more effective ways to practice than it's a study in it to itself. So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to freestyle the thoughts that are in my head. I don't have anything written down. So we're going to talk about that. So back when I was a kid and all the way through, like me learning from other people, the idea was what we would do is we would learn scales. We would have a list of things with scales. We had chords. We had, we would do 15 minutes of this, 15 minutes of that, 15 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of that, 15 minutes of that. That's not what we're going to do. Okay, that's called linear practicing. That assumes that everything is best learned when we treat practicing the guitar like we would be working on our times tables. When I was a kid, that's what we did in fourth grade, Mrs. Rowland's class at Eastbrook Elementary. Times tables, the 7 times tables, and you check them off as you get them down. That kind of makes practice painful. Now, my rule for practice is that practice should be fun. Practice should never be painful. Okay. And we don't have to make it painful. Okay. So if it's boring, you're not going to receive the information. You're not. It's a waste of time if something is boring for you. So with that said, what I propose is what I call nonlinear practice. In song-centered nonlinear practice, the song is the center. We want to learn how to play songs rather than exercises. Okay. Nonlinear practice means that we can work on anything we want at any time with the understanding that we need to get our rhythm together. We want to be able, if we want to play lead guitar, we have to learn some scales. We should learn rhythms, get our chord vocabulary together. There's different headings of things that we can work on, but at any point we can work on this and that and this and that and this and that, and as we feel like driven to. So with that said, here's how it works. So I have a song. I learn the chord changes. If I don't like the song, then I should not play the song. If I hate the song, then that's a song that I don't have to do anything. Okay. So learn a song, get the chord changes down, get the rhythms down. Okay. If the song contains melodies and improvising and lead guitar stuff, what key is the person playing in? What kind of rhythms is the rhythm guitar player playing? Okay. How can I play those chords in another place? So I'm not just playing, how can I go beyond the tablature? So I'm not just playing those chords in one place. What are some of the variations of that song? So listen, if it's a standard song, what are some of the variations of that song? So anything that you learn, anything that you improve on is going to improve everything else. Every time you get better at reading or playing in rhythm, every time you improve your rhythm, that improves everything. When you improve your melody, that improves everything. All change is global. All right. So practice the needed skills with good music as your backing track. That's all that's required. So lead guitar players are going to want to learn some scales. You don't have to learn every scale ever written. You don't have to do everything. Your style is going to be your style. Your style is the easiest thing in the world to figure out. Okay, what does that mean? What you like, what you're drawn to, that means something about what you are as a musician. Okay, that is why you're going to sound this way and not that way. Okay, so nonlinear practice. We learn things. It's seemingly haphazard, but it's not. It all comes back to the center. It's like if we're working on rhythm, it's going to improve everything. If we're working on melody, it's going to improve everything. If we're working on chord vocabulary, it's going to improve everything. If we're working on fingerstyle guitar, it's going to improve everything. It's going to open up possibilities that weren't there before. Okay. So in your little packet here, I have a whole list of things that you can practice. Practice topics ranging from song repertoire to fingerstyle mastery. So, and everything in between. So melody playing, I have note for noting. Note for noting. What is note for noting? Sometimes we want to learn the solo note for note. Okay, there's something to be gained for that. Other times we want to learn to improvise the solo, like work on improvising the solo in the style of the solo, but it doesn't have to be note for note. It doesn't have to be note for note. Sometimes we just want to copy the guy's vibrato or like his phrasing style. And what kind of tools is that guitar player playing and using in his soloing, in his rhythm guitar playing, in his fingerstyle guitar playing, in his strumming. Okay, all these considerations. What makes that guitar player unique? What makes each guitar player unique? These are all topics that we can use in our nonlinear practice. Remember, practice should always be fun. All change is global, and nothing is ever disconnected. Whenever you're learning one thing, it's going to help everything else. It's all that stuff is connected. All right. So what we're going to do next in this portal number 5, is we're gonna discuss different kind of song styles, and then we're gonna branch out and how do we work in some nonlinear practice techniques with this, and this is going to be real fun. I'm looking forward to it. So I will see you in the next lesson.